Voluntary Action Orkney supports the third sector in Orkney by providing advice, information and practical services over the past 13 years. As a third sector organization, VAO is part of a national network through the Third Sector Interface. Third sector interfaces provide a single point of access for support and advice for the third sector within local areas. There is a TSI in each local authority area in Scotland. VAO have altered their service significantly over the past 13 years, adapting to changes in society, other service provision within the area and funding availability. VAO's main activities now comprise of the promotion of community participation through supporting and promoting the development of the third sector activity. For example, volunteering, community groups, charities, voluntary organizations and social enterprises. VAO embraces a collaborative culture and recognizes the importance of positive partnership working, involved in a number of partnerships throughout Orkney. They provide an essential service to bridge the gap between public service systems which are often disjointed, complex and unclear. VAO provides an essential link that joins collaborative working practices between organizations. VAO self-govern, with close links to the values, ethics and competences of CLD. These are portrayed in the number of projects they manage within local communities alongside many different partners. VAO acknowledges the importance of maintaining national relationships with the Third Sector Interface Scotland network, the Scottish Government, and other national agencies to ensure the views and interests of the local third sector and the communities are fully integrated into policy design and implementation. The word partnership can be used in many different ways and can mean many different things. Partnership working came from a key concept at the core of social and educational policy GASPA 2022. However, defining the term working together in a way that is understood by all can be challenging. Many people dispute that the variations between inter and multi are based on numbers. Inter-working conveys the impression that it only involves two agencies, but emerges as multi when more than two agencies participate. Wilson and Piri 2000. Multidisciplinary working can be effective when individuals are heard and their needs identified. People feel valued and listened to, thus enhancing self-esteem and confidence, allowing the support and aims to be more focused. Networking between agencies saves both time and money and helps stop the duplication of services and supports actions to be part of a more coherent shared strategy. GASPA, 2022. Collaboration can become difficult, however, due to a number of threats such as interprofessional rivalries or unrealistic expectations. TET 2010. Another barrier to collaborative practice can be the values, codes of practice and ethics of the services involved. They have their own aims and priorities which may not align. Each profession must retain their identity while having an understanding view of the other professions. VAO works with partners in health, education, social work, skills development Scotland and the voluntary sector, to make sure young people can access opportunities and get the best outcome during their time there, while prioritising well-being needs and life skills development. They do this as they are following the CLD values of working collaboratively and building relationships with other agencies. Sharing resources helps support the workers and partners with learning and development opportunities. In turn, this helps evaluate and inform our own practice. Working with these organizations brings in information and support for the service users, promoting empowerment and self-determination. This is important for the service as they can support more people in a variety of ways without personally having the skills or funding. This allows them to best tailor support for everyone. Although VAO seem to work well collaboratively, there are downsides. Working in partnership could be seen as a threat to other organizations, and therefore everyone involved must be clear about the purpose of why they are working together. VAO must work hard to maintain their own values and aims while respecting and understanding those of their working partnerships.
Collaborative practice is a crucial part of the work that VAO do. It is very much aligned with the CLD value of maximizing working relationships with other partners. That being said, they discuss their ethos and culture framework as aligning with the Nolan principles. These principles can be seen through their key work they do with partners at Skills Development Scotland, Orkney College, and Historic Scotland. The key themes of selflessness and leadership are viewed through the work the organization does to lead the work with the partners. Another CLD value VAO align with is the promotion learning as a lifelong activity, within their Connect project supporting young people who have left education to provide informal learning approaches to attain new skills, proving to be a crucial support mechanism for those who struggle to attain through mainstream education. A question that may arise with the wider organization of VAO is the need to explore how close these principles can be followed when they are the holders of critical funding pots within the local authority. The Nolan principles that would need to stand up to scrutiny are integrity, objectivity, and honesty. Third sector organizations find themselves in competition with each other for funding and contracts. The Scottish Government 2022. The relationships that third sector services such as VAO have with other organizations could be viewed as an incentive to get more funding than others. Potentially, the stronger the relationship, the stronger the chance of accessing money. The Nolan principles provide a great foundation for VAO to be transparent with their delivery and decisions around the grant-giving process, and providing case studies is a transparent way of advising the public where the funds have been distributed. Despite the world of funding being competitive for the third sector and community groups, organizations such as VAO are fundamental in coordinating communities and being the professional glue that keeps ideas, partnerships and community groups connected.
The Christie Commission, 2011, believes that Scotland's public services are in need of urgent and sustained reform to meet unprecedented challenges. Despite a series of Scottish Government initiatives and significant growth in public spending since devolution, on most of the key measures both social and economic inequalities have remained unchanged or become more pronounced. The evidence submitted to us demonstrated that these inequalities account for a significant element of the increasing demands on public services. This suggests that a radical change in the design and delivery of public services is necessary, irrespective of the current economic challenges, to tackle the deep-rooted social problems that persist in communities across the country. One initiative being the Scottish Approach to Service Design, SATSD, where the people of Scotland are supported and empowered to actively participate in the definition, design and delivery of their public services from policy making to live service improvement. 7 principles are used to help design effective public services around the needs of people. Through effective policies and empowering local communities to deliver on the things that people are already worried about, this can lead to the improvement of lives, creation of better, greener sustainable jobs and hopes of a well-being economy. Kate Raworth's Donut Economics highlights the advantages of a well-being economy. The measurements for a donut economy do not focus on GDP but instead looks at access to green spaces, the happiness of people and income inequalities. With all this in mind, VAO aims to be a central source of knowledge within the third sector locally, about local and national policy and how it might affect the local third sector, communities and citizens, and how third sector can contribute to these agendas. To be a voice, ensuring a strong third sector voice at strategic level within local planning structures and nationally. To build capacity, developing the capacity of volunteering, community groups, voluntary organizations and social enterprises to achieve positive change. And finally to connect, providing leadership, vision and coordination to the local third sector to better respond to local priorities, including through partnership and collaboration. Collaboration with local and national services allows VAO to meet these aims and share information and good practice, identify needs and allow partners to learn from one another, act as a conduit for information to and from the sector and lobby, both locally and nationally, on issues that affect the sector. VAO provides joined-up services backed by funding arrangements to integrate provision. VAO works to extend and deepen a local partnership approach, building on but going well beyond the current community planning partnership model. In particular, they have a strong focus on engaging with people and communities in partnership processes, including the design and development of a pattern of integrated service provision. VAO have delivered services built around people and communities, their needs, aspirations, capacities and skills, and work to build up their autonomy and resilience. This aligns with 8.3 of the Christie Commission. Services are built around people and communities.
4. Has Scotland faced higher demand and pressure on its public services? The after-effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and ensuing crisis within the public sector in managing an overstretched and exhausted workforce that is consistently underperforming in relation to operational targets set by the government has left many parts of the public sector fractured and near breaking point. Scotland is now dealing with the increasing pressures on these public services driven by a Conservative government which has led an austerity package centred on severe underfunding for 12 years. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has seen a surge in demand for oil and gas, meaning huge increases in the prices. This has only added to the despair of many households, with annual bills skyrocketing 3 times over in 18 months. The cost of living crisis and energy crisis so soon after the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic has shone a light upon the continued need for the survival for third sector. These organizations play a vital role in providing support to local communities and are pioneers in expanding, maintaining, and strengthening collaborative working practices.